VSS Unity will ignite. So that is what Jack is doing there. So we will be hopefully in position underneath that drop zone when VSS Unity lights its engines. And if you have been with us on, I know I know some of you have been with us before when we've done this. And there it is, right? That is White Knight, is it not?
That's a chase plane, I believe?
Oh, that's the chase plane, okay.
Yeah, and then up here to the north a ways, we've got what's labeled VGX-01.
That should be it.
Yeah,
Okay.
How is my photo not available?
We don't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But you're showing their call
So that's its
sign.
call sign, yeah.
By the way, Virgin Galactic screen, they started to take off for 10 seconds, and then while they still had camera view on it, they went back to their countdown. I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe that was an accidental.
But yeah, go ahead, Michael.
And right now, they're just giving us the info back. If you care more about the rockets, you have to listen.
Yes.
Yikes. Are you going to put on an infographic that says that, Michael? The NASA spaceflight experience versus Hey folks, let's explain what's going on here. We have swapped over. We have one camera out there. Jack is run and gun today. He's got one camera with our remote broadcast kit, and so while Jack moves, we have swapped over to the Flight Radar 24. Massive thanks to the folks at Flight Radar 24 for the track here. And we are going to watch the path and ascent. Jack is actually chasing this plane on the road right now. So he's thrown his camera into his vehicle, and he is driving north up the road to try and get right underneath the drop zone.
So do you have the jack tracker? You have the jack tracker on?
I'm telling you, one of these days I'm going to put a live camera on this rover, and we're going to cut to the live feed of like the wheel well of the rover. You've been kidding, Chris. I'm going to ask for some funding at some point. And that sound wasn't me thinking you were joking. That's been clear. I was like, oh, that's a fun shot to show. Yeah. Oh, the wayward car, yeah. So Jack is driving north. We've cut the live feed from Jack right now. We're not gonna keep the camera showing the passenger seat of his car as it pumps down the dirt road or anything like that. As fun as that would be, and he is driving up to get right underneath the drop zone. As close as you can get on the public road, at least. And we'll be watching the track and continuing to answer your questions and read some super chats and stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for showing up here today. Moderators, you know what's coming. You know what I'm going to do, right? Everybody knows what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Get ready. Hold on to your hats.
Yeah. Brace yourselves. We are absolutely, positively thankful that y'all show up. We're able to share this experience with y'all. And I'm curious, where are you watching? There's already people putting it in chat. They know what's happening. Let me know where you are watching from today. I see quite a few journeys. There's a Hungary, Kentucky, Portugal, Montreal, Indianapolis. Yeah, okay, North Korea, right? Maybe, I don't know. Israel, we got Norway in there. Worcester. What was that? Belgium, I think I saw. I can't even remember these. They're going by so fast. Czech Republic, Florida, Denmark, Taiwan, UK, Atlanta, Georgia. Lived there for a while. Yemen, Orlando, Tampa, Charlotte. Just all over the world.
Come on.
This model to give a scientifically accurate play-by-play of today's historic events, as well as doing this. The Virgin Galactic crew are an inspiration to be bold, to be audacious, and to never give up in the pursuit of even your wildest dreams. So let's now take you to where the action is happening, live in the studio at Spaceport America, where your other co-hosts are standing by. First, one of the newest members of the Virgin Galactic team. She's a science author, an expert in space exploration, a bioastronaut researcher, and most impressively, a TikTok star, Kelly Girardi. Great to have you here, Kelly. Next up, a man who has flown 2 space shuttle missions and spent time on the International Space Station where he served as commander and performed a viral David Bowie cover. Here he is, the first man to do open mic in zero-G, Chris Hadfield. Welcome, Chris. And finally, your mission host for today. She's a structures operations engineer for Virgin Galactic, and fun fact, actually got married in the spaceship that will be taking the crew up today, Veronica McGowan. So now I turn it over to Veronica, Chris, and Kelly for more on today's historic flight.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you all, live from Spaceport America. It's a momentous day for Sir Richard Branson, a milestone for Virgin Galactic, and a historic event for the future of spaceflight. Just 7 weeks ago, Virgin Galactic completed the first ever human spaceflight from the great state of New Mexico, and today our founder and his crew will become some of the very few people to have experienced space travel. Let's take a look at how they arrived to Spaceport America.
Sir Richard Branson, astronaut 001, license to thrill.
Astronaut 002, Beth Moses.
Astronaut 003, Colin Bennett.
Astronaut 004, Sarisha Bella. Congratulations, Unity 22. You are officially registered as space.
See you up there.
What a way to start off your journey, first on a bike and now on a spaceship. The team is airborne. Here's some footage of them taking off just moments ago. The spaceflight system was towed out to the runway and elegantly took to the skies on what is a beautiful morning here in the state of New Mexico. They're at approximately 30,000 feet in altitude and climbing as we speak. Our spaceflight system is comprised of 2 vehicles in a mated configuration. Our mothership Eve, named thoughtfully by Richard after his late mother Eve, and Spaceship Unity, named by the late Stephen Hawking as a vehicle that will unite the world through space. Once at the launch altitude and location, Eve will release Unity for a voyage to space. So today is the day, everyone. Chris, what is the significance of today's flight?
You know, I love it when the stuff of dreams becomes a reality. And we've been dreaming of commercial space flight, of people being able to fly in space. I mean, since the very first pioneers started flying, the X-15, which was a wonderful program in the 60s, was so much like the profile that they're going to follow today. And then the Ansari X Prize to try and push the limits. That is very much the DNA that's on this bottle, in fact, the DNA that has allowed this vehicle to fly. It is like all of those pioneers and the flight today. You know, they pried the door open initially, but this crew today is really pushing it open permanently. And I'm really excited for the flight, but I think it's so significant professionally, technically, but personally for the people on board.
Absolutely, and you mentioned opening up that doorway. Kelly, you're one of the people that's going to be going through that doorway soon. We are so thrilled to have you here to get a preview of what you're going to experience on a Virgin Galactic mission in the not too distant future. You got to be getting pretty excited, right?
Incredibly astronauts. I feel like we have front row seats to the final frontier today, and I'm so excited to get a taste of what I'm going to experience soon.
Definitely. Well, I'm so thrilled to have you here, and you too, Chris. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this. Let's take a look at what we've got in store for the live stream. So while Mothership Eve is transporting Spaceship Unity to the launch point, we'll check in with the crew and the preparations that went into today's flight. We'll also share some perspective on the Virgin Galactic mission, so who we are, what we do, and our vision for commercial space travel in the 21st century. Next, we'll give you a guided tour through the Virgin Galactic experience, showing you what our astronauts will see and do throughout their stay, both on the ground and on their life-changing journey into space. Once we reach the launch altitude and location, we'll see the moment when Spaceship Unity is released from Mothership Eve and accelerates into space, all coming to you live. So there's some incredible energy building here at Spaceport, and we're happy to have some special guests on site taking in this experience. My co-host Kevin Little. Kevin, what's the vibe like down there?
Thanks, Veronica. I am currently here at Spaceport America's hangar floor, where the ships usually reside, but as you just saw, they're on their way to space. Right behind me, I have the rocket motors we use for launch, and to my left, a very important person, CEO of Virgin Galactic, Michael Cole-Glazer. Michael, good to see you.
It's great to be here, Kevin.
Michael, I have one question for you, and that is, what does today mean?
Kevin, this is a landmark moment for Virgin Galactic. It's a landmark moment for the new commercial space industry. And it certainly is a landmark moment for our founder, Sir Richard Branson, who right now is showing that when you have the fortitude to follow your dream, you can make a hugely profound impact on the world.
That's a government
It's a historic
societies.
moment, because today we are endeavoring to open access to space for all. Can you imagine being up there and looking back down? It has to be one of the most amazing feelings. And we can't wait for more people to experience it. I have to say how proud I am, Kevin. Now, all my friends and colleagues who are today's crew, representing the entire company, they're opening the door for the astronauts of tomorrow. We're thrilled to be here today and so excited to have all of you watching and sharing this moment with us.
It surely is a historical moment for us, and I'm excited to be here. I'm going to be out on the street, so I'll see you guys in a little bit, but we're going to send it back to you.
Virgin Galactic's mission of sending humans into space requires tenacity, innovation, and an unparalleled drive to succeed. Turns out pioneering a new form of space travel is a tough job, possibly even tougher than my job, where I talk to celebrities for 1 hour a day. But for Virgin Galactic, it's to make space itself more accessible and approachable.
Line 3.
Hello.
Hi.
Have you ever thought about going into space with you?
The moon landing was a catalytic moment for me. I remember my dad taking me outside onto the village green, and we just looked up at the moon. I really did think that myself and many other young people would one day be able to go into space. I waited and I waited and waited for that opportunity, and it never came. It got me thinking. I went to the registry office and I registered the name Virgin Galactic Airways.
It's a brilliant innovation story. The origins of spaceflight at the time was big government. The X Prize was a chance to turn that into a much more personal spaceflight experience.
Spaceship One claimed the X Prize and proved the dream was possible. This was the first private venture to go to space, return safely, and do it again just 2 weeks later.
And then from there, we just started expanding. We knew we wanted a bigger system. We wanted something that you could float about the cabin and actually experience zero gravity.
Virgin Galactic offers the first real platform where we can actually open it up to make space for all of us.
We build on the shoulders of giants, but we want to be that first baseline for Earth and actually deliver on that promise.
We are changing the way humanity views space. We've taken the impossible and we're making it inevitable.
I always want to celebrate the team on this. You need heart. You need the best minds. You need the best humans to work on programs like this.
The sky's no longer the limit for us.
This is an inflection point in human history.
2 astronauts on a tiny television inspired a kid to make one. Imagine what greatness can come.
It grounds you and it feels timeless.
I think in the same way that I was inspired by the moon landing. I really hope that the world will be captivated and inspired about the possibility of any going to space one day.
Have you ever thought about going into space, Richard?
I'd love to go into space. I think it could be nothing nicer. So if you're building a spacecraft, I'd love to come with you on it.
Truly inspirational, and right now all of that inspiration is up in the sky as the Virgin Galactic Space Flight mission makes its way towards the launch point. Let's take a look at these onboard camera footages now and see what we've got here. We are already at 40,000 feet. You can already see the incredible view and the sky starting to darken there. This is already higher than what most regular commercial airliners will travel at. So I'm sure all of our astronauts are taking in that view already and getting really excited and prepared for the mission. Now, Kelly, we hope to connect live with Richard throughout the show here. What would be going through your mind if you were on board with him right now?
Gosh, you know, aside from the overwhelming excitement, right, I think it would just be a sense of awe. The hard work and the vision that it took to get to today, and the magnitude of what it means for the next generation of humans who are going to experience the wonder of spaceflight.
Absolutely. I mean, this is certainly the dawn of a new space age. And Mothership Eve is currently ascending still. We're already over 40,000 feet. Our target launch altitude for today is 45,000 feet. But in addition to that launch altitude, we also have a designated release point within the airspace. So while you may see us get to altitude rather quickly, we'll continue to complete our flight path until we get to that designated launch point. So everything's looking really good. Again, they're over 40,000 feet now. And just a beautiful view you get there already. I imagine that they're just getting really excited for their upcoming space flight. So speaking of the crew on board, let's take a look at the folks in flight today. Virgin Galactic pilots are without a doubt among the very best of the best. They're some of the most experienced pilots in the world, and there are very few flying machines on Earth or off Earth that these professionals haven't flown. In fact, 4 of our pilots are among the very few in history who can lay claim to the title of astronaut. And 2 of them are heading to space again today.